Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Well, let's take a look at the 6th book of the Bible today. It is a significant book. It's the book of Joshua. Camille, this is one of the more important books because it comes after the first 5 and really launches into a particular dimension of Israel's history.
Well, the book of Joshua is a great book for several reasons. First of all, it comes after the Torah, as you said, the books of Moses, also known as Pentateuch. And it is basically the people of God inheriting what God said they would inherit. They waited for a long time, 400 years in Egypt. And there was a reason why God sent them to Egypt, a good reason, because Egypt had the space and it had the water and it had the food for them to grow into a great nation. Canaan is a very small, cramped little country with other nations, as they're called, living there. But in Egypt, plenty of space to graze, free range, and to grow. Now, in Joshua, they inherit their inheritance. And of course, that's always a thrilling thing.
And so this is the land that is promised to be a land that is flowing with milk and honey. A big, big difference to what the Israelites had been used to as they wandered in the wilderness.
Well, very different. The wilderness, of course, is exactly that. It's a wilderness, not a whole lot to do. Jobs are scarce. Food is scarce, so they had to be supernaturally fed by the Lord. But the land itself, God spoke very highly of it, a land of brooks and dales and milk and honey and every kind of good fruit you can imagine. Even now, it has amazing fruit. All you have to do is get some water to the rich soil and away you go. So very different, and it was a place of rest as well, that was meant to be a place where they could sit under their own vine and their own fig tree with their children and their grandchildren. So yes, very different and really a promotion from living in the wilderness.
And we're introduced to a new leader beyond Moses, Joshua, who became such a substantial figure.
Okay, yes. The book of Joshua has some very wonderful leadership tips, which we explore. I've done a whole verse-by-verse commentary on Joshua, so that's why it's important to me. It was a great study, wonderful experience. Every verse in Joshua looked at. But there are leadership tips. There are some issues as well that come up, like the wholesale killing of Canaanites. It makes us rather uncomfortable now, certainly because that's not what New Testament believers do. But it was, I would dare say, a one-off situation. We can look at that if and when we come to that point. But can I just say the Amorite practices that Joshua came in, he was in a sense like the Last Judgment. They were given centuries to repent of their sins. They didn't. It was pretty heinous what happened. They were virtually on death row. But for the children of Israel, they had to follow God fully and diligently, because without that, they too would be in hot water. So there are some fascinating insights we can gain from the book of Joshua.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.